We're just trying to build little bits of the puzzle.
What do you remember about the incident?
I like this one.
Look at the map. Where were you when it happened?
I don't remember.
When you came round, did you see people?
Yes.
What were they doing?
They were dead.
The Goldfinch is one of the most anticipated films of the year. It features a star-studded cast. It follows the story of a young boy in the aftermath of a tragic event that will change the course of his life forever.
And playing that young boy is actor Oaks Fegley, who joins us now. Oaks, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love watching you watch you. What goes through your mind when you watch a scene like that play out?
It's kind of crazy. It's a weird feeling. I don't really like actually watching myself.
Really?
I'm always like, that's that's terrible. And I don't like,
Is it kind of like could have done this, could have done that,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
reevaluate the scene?
yeah, exactly. I could have done better, or could have been different in different situations.
Well, you're a true artist, and I will tell you,
Yeah.
we just saw this last night, as I
Loved
said.
it.
We loved it. You do such a great job. Congratulations on that. Premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival. I've been there a couple times. That is a whirlwind of an experience. Talk to me about your time there.
It is. It was my second time in Toronto ever, which was great, and I had a little bit more time this time.
Yeah.
And it was my first TIFF, so exciting, and it's a great experience, and just being able to be there with that film and be around all those amazing people was quite an experience.
Yeah, how did TIFF compare to other music or film festivals that you've been to?
I mean, it's very different, and it's absolutely massive. It felt very different because it's just in such an incredible city, and I mean, I really like a lot of different places in Canada, and Toronto especially.
Can we just point this out? We are always into the fashion of the red carpet, and you look really sharp at
Thank
TIFF.
you.
I don't know how much say you get into this wardrobe thing, but my goodness, you're nailing it. It's a look every time. What do you want in a look when it comes to picking out the clothes?
I mean, I'm definitely down for like the suit look, and I like a nice tie and just a simple
Look at this, the
blazer,
stripe there, so nice.
But yeah, no, Ansel and
rocking
I
it.
actually have the same stylist, so.
Do you?
Yeah, my stylist John, he picks out a lot of different things, like a big amount, and then he'll let me go in and kind of pick out what I like and what interests me in the clothes.
Yeah. Well, I would like a sized up that
That is really-
jacket
I don't know.
after this, please.
I don't know. You rock it well. I'm not sure.
Okay, in the right situation. This is what. See?
No,
Okay.
you look
I try.
Let's get into your character. So, for those that haven't read the book, you play the younger version of ANSEL Elgort's character.
Yes.
His name is THEO Decker.
Yes.
So, how did you go about creating this character? And did you talk to ANSEL? I know you guys obviously don't interact in the film.
Yeah. I know for a fact John, our director, didn't really want us to connect too much while making the film, and he wanted us to kind of stay separate for a lot of it because, after all, we are two different roles, and I think it plays well, and it really shows, and through editing, the continuity between us really looks awesome, and I'm really proud to be able to say that I'm the young Ansel.
Yeah, and the acting is amazing, but also I was telling Jeremy, you two look alike too.
We do. I mean, I think we do.
Yeah. No, it works really, really well. Look, obviously you're an actor. You get the script. You become the character.
Yeah.
But this is heavy subject matter. Your character goes through something really traumatic. How do you get into that mindset and that headspace?
I mean, every actor's different, but just trying to put yourself in those circumstances and trying to kind of think in that way and just put yourself in that mindset. I mean, I know it's kind of difficult to.
Does that affect your whole life while you're doing it, or are you able to compartmentalize it? Kind of
No,
like, all right,
I
I'm
mean,
on set.
I'm different than the character when
Yeah.
it comes down to it, so I'm not too changed offset. But I mean, it's exhausting physically because just being upset and putting yourself in that mindset does like kind of take a toll on you physically a little bit. But I mean, once you get a good night's rest, you can come back and have a good day the next day.
Yeah, right.
And it's a lot of heavy material, but what was your favorite thing about playing your character?
Definitely have to say just meeting everyone on the film and working with so many incredible names and incredible people. I mean, yeah, just it was an incredible set to be around. So many awesome people.
Yeah, you know we're going to ask about Nicole Kidman. Obviously,
Yeah.
among many other cast members, you have a decent amount of time with her as well. What's your takeaway from that experience? When you're hanging out with your friends, what are you saying about working with Nicole Kidman?
Nicole is a really, really interesting person. She is super, super nice and warm and motherly. So working with her was awesome, and I'd love to work with her again sometime, and she's just an incredible person to be around.
I love the scenes with you and Finn Wolfhard. I mean, he had the accent, the vibe. You guys are getting into some trouble. Were you a fan of Stranger Things before working with him?
I am. I'm a fan of Stranger Things. I haven't watched enough of Stranger Things 3. I don't think I've even started Stranger Things 3 yet. But yeah, it's an interesting show. It's got a lot of really cool things about it.
What was that like working with Finn, though? Especially with some of those scenes where you guys are kind of partying it up.
Yeah, I mean, Finn's character is a terrible influence.
Yeah.
So,
The worst
Really
influence, yeah.
terrible.
yeah, he is truly not a good influence whatsoever. It's really fun to work with him. He's a really, really funny person and a really sarcastic guy, and just jokes around with everybody on set. So it's kind of brings out a lot of light, and it's really nice to see different actors working with John, our director, and just see how that kind of affected the film overall.
Did he stick with the accent the entire time? Even when like, hey, cut, we're just
Yeah.
hanging out and going for dinner?
I mean, he would here and there, like
Yeah.
maybe joking around, but I'm like, he trained a lot to get that accent right, and he had a lot of fun with it, just playing around, learning different words and all sorts of things like that.
Yeah, well,
Did you pick up on the accent at all? Because
I
after the film, that's all Jerry
I
and
wish
could
I
do.
had, because it would be an interesting.
Yeah. Your former Pete's Dragon co-star, Bryce Dallas Howard, also premiered her directorial debut, a documentary called Dads at TIFF in Toronto while you were there. You didn't get to see Dads.
Did not get to see it.
But you did connect with her, though, right?
I did. So we were at a party, and my sister, who was with me at the time, was like, "Oaks, it's Bryce," and I was like, "No way!" And then we got together and we hugged for a very long time, and then took some photos and just talked about you know, how she was doing and how I was doing, and she's such an awesome person. Yeah.
I might be biased because my little girls love that movie, but I feel like that was a really special project. Like it reads on screen as something very special.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's great to work with Disney, and they're awesome, and just being part of that world and being part of a film that I know made a lot of kids and a lot of people happy was really awesome.
Yeah, and is it true you did your own stunts for Pete's Dragon?
I did all my own stunts for Pete's Dragon.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it was great. I had a lot of doubles, but ultimately I did do all my own stunts, which was really cool.
Do you have a favorite stunt or memory from that?
Yes.
Film? Yeah.
Actually, so all the stuff with there's a bus in the school bus. Mind you, I was 10 years old, so it was a while ago. But I was hanging onto the back of the bus and then on top of the bus, and then at one point jump off of a moving bus onto a stationary car and then like kind of roll off of it.
That's really impressive, actually.
That was a lot of fun. And,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm harnessed in during all that stuff, but it was really cool to kind of.
You in real life, are you an adrenaline junkie type? Like, do you like to do things that are exciting? Do you have hobbies that are sort of exciting and?
I ski.
Okay,
And I
that-
skate. So I skateboard, but I'm not like crazy good at skateboarding. I'm kind of just recently got into that. So.
All right, where do you ski? Like, where's your favorite place?
Do I ski?
Yeah.
So I live in Pennsylvania, and all around the Poconos, there's some cool hills to ski there, and I'm not too bad at skiing. I'm actually okay at skiing, but
I think that counts as like a
Yeah.
thrilling hobby.
yeah,
for sure.
no, for sure.
I mean, at such a young age, you have this impressive resume already. When was the moment that you knew you wanted to act?
That's difficult, but I would say I always looked up to my sister, and my whole family is actors, and we are all kind of supportive of acting, and she did a lot of community theater when I was younger, and watching her up on stage and doing that kind of thing just kind of sparked an interest for me, and made me think I could do something like that one day. So I think I have to credit that to my sister.
Yeah, and it's always the kind of thing where when we have actors in, we think like, what would you be doing if you weren't acting? What do you think your family would think you would be doing if you weren't acting? They know you better than anyone.
I have no idea. I really
Do you
don't.
have any?
I have no clue.
Yeah, this is the thing. Well, it's working.
I've been acting for a while now, so I mean, I used to be really interested in like architecture, and I was a big Lego and like blocks kid, so that was always interesting to me. But I think something in the arts definitely.
Yeah.
All right, as we go down your list of hobbies, we hear you're a video game enthusiast.
I
Do you
am.
have a favorite
Not
game?
recently. I haven't been playing very much. I just been starting school and haven't had too much time. But here and there, I do like to play some games.
If there was a game that was turned into a feature film,
Yes.
what would you want it to be, and would you want to be a part of it?
That's a difficult question because there are a lot of cool ones.
They've done some some of those sort of like video game inspired movies for sure.
Yeah, I mean, recently I think there was a Tomb Raider recently and a couple other ones.
I was a big
don't
Halo
know.
guy. I think we could probably
That could
connect
happen
and
sometime.
I could take you down in Blood Gulch, but whatever.
Jeez. I really don't know. That's a difficult question. There's so many cool things that could happen.
Yeah.
I know recently there's a game out called Cyberpunk, which looks really interesting, and that looks like it could be kind of cinematic at one point.
Okay.
Kind of Blade Runner-y.
Putting the note out. Make it happen. Let's. Hey, we have time for a little game called a Confess Sesh. You ready for this?
All right.
People Now Confess Sesh. You just draw a question from the jar.
All right.
Random questions that have been submitted by someone, and answer as honestly as you can. You ready? Here we go.
Here we go. What actor or actress do you hope to work with one day? Definitely have to say I'm a huge fan of Mahershala Ali. I think his work is incredible, and it'd be really awesome to one day even just do something small with him or just meet him sometime.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have to go with Leonardo DiCaprio, and watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I'm like, wow, this guy is absolute pro and just incredibly, incredibly interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Definitely Leo.
You can see the pairing. Room.
going.
Time for more.
All right.
You're lucky. You're in luck.
All right.
Today.
What movie have you seen the most? That's difficult. When I was a kid, or I guess I am still
Way back.
a kid.
Way
but,
back
I
in your
mean,
youth.
I would have to say like at 6 and 7 years old, I had all the Star Wars DVDs and would just watch them all on repeat. And my dad grew up around Star Wars. He went to see the original Star Wars, which is now like Star Wars 4, I think.
Yeah.
17 times in theaters. So he literally went to theaters 17 times to go see it with his brothers. And
Wow.
he was a huge Star Wars fan. So obviously it was really revolutionary, and so he was really interested in that, and he had all these action figures. So growing up, I used to play with them, and we had like Millennium Falcon and all these cool like retro like things from like the 80s, and it was really awesome to be able to play with those. So I would have to go with like Star Wars, I think, is the one that I would go to.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I watch Game of Thrones episodes on repeat.
Oh,
yeah.
you do a repeat of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have a favorite Game of Thrones character?
Ooh.
That's a
I
tough
mean, Jon Snow is like go-to, but at the same time, I don't know. There's so many cool characters in Game of Thrones. I love the Hound, and all the people who go through like that, those different like character arcs. They kind of just make you think: is this guy a bad guy or a good guy, or
Right, the
Yeah.
split loyalty. Like,
Good
who
or
should I
bad,
like?
you know?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
who knows? And those characters are kind of the most interesting sometimes.
Time for one more.
One more. Here we go. I think there's 2 more here. What's your favorite hobby? I have to go skating.
Yeah.
I mean, recently I've been skating a lot with my friends, so yeah, I'd go skating. We have a lot of fun. So
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
Oaks, thank you so much for joining us.
It's great to
Congrats
talk to you about
on
everything.
this
Yeah.
really nice
Good to-
meeting you
good to
guys.
speak to
You guys make sure to see The Goldfinch when it hits theaters Friday, September 13th.